Hello and welcome. This sequence is designed for people who spend a great deal of time working at their computer. When we spend a lot of time sitting, we tend to end up with tight hip muscles, particularly tight hip flexor muscles, which are the muscles that run here from the top of our hips into our thigh. We also tend to get tight upper back muscles and inflexible shoulders from spending lots of time sitting with our shoulders slightly hunched forwards. So this sequence is going to open up the hips and open up the shoulders and chest and upper back. So to start off with, we're just going to take a moment to relax and calm our mind. If you would like to sit on a cushion, then please do so. Otherwise, just sit on the floor, either with your legs crossed or directly out in front of you, however you feel most comfortable. We're going to sit with our back straight and our eyes closed and take a moment to focus on our breathing, to tune in with our breath. So at this point, don't try to change your breathing pattern, just notice your breathing. Okay, I always like to start my sessions with some chanting. I like to do this because for me it really helps to calm and focus my mind and put me in the right frame of mind for asana practice. And also chanting is vocalized breathing, so it's good breathing practice. So today we're just going to chant Om 3 times. So close your eyes, remember to sit with your back straight, and join me in chanting Om 3 times. Breathe in through your nose. With your eyes closed, your back straight. Breathe slowly and deeply in a yogic way, so using your abdomen and your chest. On the inhalation, try to take in as much air as you can. Really create space in your chest by pushing your abdomen out as your diaphragm contracts as you breathe in. Let your chest expand. And then as you exhale, try to exhale as fully as you can by drawing your belly button in towards your spine to push the air up and out of your lungs as your diaphragm relaxes. Let your chest contract. Try to make your breaths as slow as you can, as well as deep as you can. Really take time to draw the air into your lungs by creating that space in your chest. And exhale as slowly as you can. And as fully as you can. Don't be afraid to really push the abdomen out as you inhale. Really draw it right in as you exhale. Make that movement really pronounced. Notice everything about your breath. Notice as the air enters your nostrils, passes over the back of your throat. Notice how cold that air is as you inhale. Feel your abdomen and your chest expand. Notice the slight pause before you exhale. And then as you exhale, feel your abdomen draw in, your chest contract. The air, which is now nice and warm, passes over the back of your throat, through your nostrils and over your upper lip. Okay, continuing now to breathe slowly and deeply. We're now going to breathe in an Ujjayi way with ocean sound breath. The hissing sound as we inhale and exhale, which we create by contracting the back of our throat as we breathe in and out through our nose. Ujjayi breathing, your breathing should be clearly audible. Ujjayi breathing helps us to focus on our breath, and the friction created as the air passes over the back of your throat also helps to create some internal heat. Don't forget to really push the abdomen out as you inhale, draw it in as you exhale. Okay, I'm breathing normally again. I'm not trying to change your breathing, just noticing your breath. We're going to practice Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. This is a very nice calming and balancing breath. It can really help you if you're feeling anxious. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the first two fingers of our right hand and we're going to place those between our eyebrows. With our thumb, we're going to close off our right nostril and we're going to inhale through our left nostril, nice and slow and deep. And then we're going to use our ring finger to close off our left nostril and exhale through our right nostril. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. 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 Inhale right. Exhale left. And release your hand down away from your face. Take a deep breath and return to normal breathing. going to come slowly up to a standing position. Just giving your legs a chance to wake up after you've been sitting on the floor for a period of time. Give your legs a little shake out. Get the blood flowing again. Okay, so the asana sequence today can be broken down into two halves. You can practice the whole asana sequence if you're feeling more energized and you have more time. If, however, you're feeling a bit low on energy and you're a bit short of time, you can just practice the second half of the sequence from the cat-cow stretch onwards. I'll let you know when that is. And they are more restorative poses. So if you're feeling tired, you can still have a stretch, get the blood flowing to your muscles without expending too much energy. Okay, so to start off with, to warm up, we're just going to practice a couple of sun salutations. So for sun salutations, we join together a sequence of asanas into a flowing sequence. And we start off by standing towards the top of our mat in Tadasana mountain pose. So with our feet slightly apart, about hip distance apart, parallel with each other. Both feet facing forwards, and just slightly engage our thigh muscles to hold us steady. We're going to stand up nice and straight and tall with our shoulders back and our chest forwards. And to start off with, we're going to inhale, and as we do so, we're going to raise our arms above our head. So inhale, reaching up, looking up, slight backwards bend. Now we're going to exhale, we're going to fold forwards, we're going to hinge at the hips, keeping a flat back. So with our fingertips, we're reaching forwards as we fold forwards, looking forwards at this point. Now slowly bringing our hands down to the mat, bending your knees if you need to, bend them as much as you want, okay, so that you're able to keep a flat back. What we don't want to do is we don't want to round like this, here we want to fold like this. So bend your knees as much as you need to bring your fingertips to the mat, either side of your feet, and just let your head hang, your neck relax. And now we're going to inhale and step our right foot back, and then we're going to lower our knee to the mat and lower the top of our foot to the mat, and then we're going to look up, look forwards to increase that stretch in our hips. And now we're going to hold our breath as we tuck our back toes under and raise our knee up off of the mat and bring our left foot back to join our right foot so that we're in plank position. Now we're going to exhale, and as we exhale, we're going to lower our knees to the mat and lower our chest and our chin to the mat. So we look a little bit like a worm doing a back bend. And now we're going to bring the tops of our feet to the mat, and we're going to inhale and pull our body through our hands into cobra position. So in cobra position, your elbows should be nice and close into your body, your arms should remain bent, and you should be looking up. You may not be as high up as I am, maybe just this far off of the floor. That's fine. And now we're going to exhale, and as we do so, we're going to tuck our toes under and push our hips up and back to come into downwards facing dog. Now remember, in downwards facing dog, we want to push down through our hands and our feet. We want to bring our hips up and back. So they're pushing up towards the ceiling. We're bringing our head down between our arms to look up at our belly button. If you want to bend your knees like this, then please do so. Just spend a couple of moments here, just stretching out your spine, your shoulders, and the backs of your legs. And now we're going to inhale, and as we do so, we're going to look forwards, and we're going to bring our right foot forwards to the top of the mat. Now, if it doesn't go that smoothly for you, don't worry, okay? If you just want to walk your foot slowly up to the top of the mat, that's also fine. Okay, and then just bring your knee back down to the mat, the top of your foot to the mat, and look forwards. Okay, now we're going to exhale, and as we do so, we're going to tuck our back toes under and bring our left foot up to join our right foot at the top of the mat into a forwards fold. Again, remembering to bend your knees as much as you need to so that you can bring your fingertips to the mat either side of your feet. Let your head hang, your neck relax. And now we're going to come up again. So inhale, look forwards, reach forwards with your arms, reaching up, looking up, slight backwards bend. And exhale, your hands back down again. Okay, so that is one full sun salutation. We're going to practice another one now, another sun salutation, leading with our left leg rather than our right leg. So again, coming to stand at the top of your mat, into Tadasana Mountain Pose. We're going to inhale, raise our arms, reaching up, looking up, backwards bend, and then exhale, folding forwards, reaching forwards, Bend your knees if you need to, keep your lower back flat. Bring your fingertips to the mat either side of your feet, let your head hang. Okay, now we're going to inhale and bring, step off left foot back, lower our knee to the mat, lower the top of our foot to the mat and look forwards. Now we're going to hold our breath, tuck our left toes under, bring our right foot back into plank position. Exhale, lower your knees, lower your chest, lower your chin with your bottom still sticking up in the air. Inhale to cobra, keeping your elbows close in to your body. Your arms bent, looking up. Now tuck your toes in, under and exhale and push your bottom up and back into downwards facing dog. left foot to the top of the mat, or walk it slowly to the top of the mat. And then lower your knee, the top of your foot to the mat, and look up. And now finally we're going to exhale, and as we do so we're going to bring our right foot to the top of the mat to join our left. So tuck your right toes under, push up, and bring your right foot forwards into a forward fold. And now we're going to inhale, reaching forwards, reaching up, slight backwards bend, and exhale your hands back down again. Sun salutations are really good for an overall stretch. And you can repeat them as many times as you like as you start to become more flexible, as you start to gain a bit more stamina. You can repeat sun salutations 6 times, 12 times, 20 times, however long you want to, depending on how much time you have. Sometimes if you don't have time for any other yoga during a day, it can be good to still practice sun salutations just to get that overall stretch in your body. Okay then, so now, for people, if you're sitting at a desk a lot, working on a computer, you can get quite a stiff neck. So first of all, we're just going to start off by stretching our neck. So standing in Tadasana mountain pose with your feet about hip distance apart, facing forwards, standing up nice and tall and straight, shoulders back, chest forward. We're going to exhale, and as we do so, we're going to look down to the floor. And we're going to inhale and look up to the ceiling, bringing your head back as much as you can, looking backwards if you can. And then exhale, look down to the floor. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. Now bring your head back to center again, looking forwards. Now we're going to turn our head from side to side. So first of all, turning to look over your right shoulder, keeping your body facing forwards. And then slowly turn your head to look over your left shoulder. Trying to turn your head as much as you can without moving your body. And back again to look over your right shoulder. And again to your left. As you're turning your head back to the right, just notice any areas of stiffness. Back again to the left. Notice if it's easier for you to turn your head in one direction than the other. Once more in each direction, to the right and to the left. And now back to centre. Okay, now we're going to tilt our head to each side, so keeping your shoulders down. We're going to tilt our head to the right side, trying to bring our right ear to our right shoulder, or towards our right shoulder. And then just nice and slowly with no jerky movements, we're going to then tilt our head to the left, trying to bring your left ear to your left shoulder. And back again to the right, again moving slowly in a controlled way. And to the left. And back again to the right. Again, just notice any areas of stiffness. Back to the left. Notice if it's easier for you to tilt your head to one side than the other. Once more in each direction, now to the right. And to the left. Now bringing your head back to centre again. We're now going to make a couple of full neck rolls, full head rolls in each direction. Now remember, this should be a nice, smooth, slow and controlled movement. Don't jerk your neck, don't try to go too fast, that way you can damage your neck. Okay, so first of all we're going to start off by looking down at the floor. Then we're going to bring our right ear around to our right shoulder. And then slowly to look up at the ceiling. Left ear to left shoulder. And back to look down at the floor. Once more in that direction, nice and slowly. And then twice back in the other direction. So starting off by looking down at the floor, left ear to left shoulder, up to the ceiling. Right ear to right shoulder and back down to the floor. Once more in that direction. Listen to all that creaking and crunching as you turn your neck. Okay, bringing your head back to centre. Just give your shoulders just a couple of rolls just to loosen them off. Okay, now we're going to really open up our whole body with an asana, which is a modification of the cat-cow stretch, which you may be familiar with, but this is a cat-cow stretch in a standing position. What we're going to do, so we're going to stand in Tadasana mountain pose, again with our feet about hip distance apart. And we're going to inhale, and as we inhale, we're going to open our body right up. So we're going to bring our arms out to the side and reach back. We're going to spread our fingers as wide as we can. Slight backwards bend and bring our head to look back, to look up at the ceiling, pushing your chest forwards. Really stretch, open up as much as you can. And now we're going to exhale. We're going to round our back forwards, tuck our head to look down at our belly button, and we're going to bring our arms and wrap them around ourselves to give ourselves a hug. Now we're going to inhale and open right up again. Really reach out to the side, spread your fingers, look up as much as you can to the ceiling. And exhale, closing up again, really tucking your head, rounding your back forward. Really try to wrap your arms around you as much as you can. And then inhale. And exhale. Inhale, open up. And exhale, close. Once more, inhale, open. And exhale, close. Okay, now coming back to stand into Tadasana mountain pose. In between asanas, what I like to do is I like to just do what we call the windmill. Just helps to loosen off your spine and your shoulders. It just feels nice. Okay. Now we're going to practice a asana called swaying palm tree or angle pose. For this asana, we're going to stand again with our feet about hip distance apart. We're going to interlock our fingers, and then we're going to push our palms up towards the ceiling, reaching right up. Try to bring your arms to the sides of your ears so that they're touching your ears. Keep your pelvis in a neutral position so you're not pushing your bottom back. Really reach right up. That's a nice stretch in itself. And now we're just going to step it up a little bit by exhaling and leaning to the side. A lateral bend, so don't lean forwards. Try to keep your arms so that they touch your ears, so the arms stay straight. And then inhale, come back to the center again, reaching right up as much as you can. So it's a really good stretch for the shoulders and the side body. Now exhale and lean to the other side. Keep those arms straight. Inhale up, reach up. Exhale, lean. Really feel that stretch in your shoulder down your side body. Oh, it's lovely. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, lean. Inhale, reach up. Once more in each direction. Exhale, lean. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lean. Inhale, reach up. Reach right up and exhale. Release your fingers and lower your arms back down to your side. You should feel the blood really flowing to the muscles in your shoulders. Just give them a couple of rolls. Shake your arms a little bit, do a couple of windmills, just to relax. Okay, another nice way to open up the shoulders and the hips at the same time is with a wide leg forward fold with your hands behind your back. So what we're going to do is come to face the side of your mat and bring your feet so they're about 3 to 4 feet apart. Your feet should be facing the side of the mat with your toes just ever so slightly turned in, so you're ever so slightly pigeon-toed. Engage your quadricep muscles, your thigh muscles to hold yourself steady. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our hands and we're going to interlock our fingers behind our back. And so our hands come together like this, okay? You can see I've got my palms together. So I'm really opening up the front of my shoulders and my chest here. So once I'm in that position with my legs apart, my hands behind my back with my fingers interlocked, my palms together, I'm going to fold forwards. So I want to hinge at the hips, at the waist, without rounding my back. So what I'm going to do is as I fold forward, I'm going to look forwards, keeping my chest pushed forwards. Now as I fold, I'm going to bring my arms up behind behind me. Let my head hang, my neck relax. Now in this position, try to keep your palms together. As soon as you start to feel your palms coming apart like this, then that's as far as you can go. Try to keep your palms together as you bring your arms up behind you. This gives you a nice stretch across the front of your chest. Okay, take a few deep breaths. And now inhale, look up, look forward, and come back up to a standing position. Release your hands, give your shoulders a little bit of a shake. And bring your legs back together again. A couple of windmills. Take a few moments just to stand in Tadasana, mountain pose with your feet about hip distance apart. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Okay, so now we're going to practice a classic asana called triangle pose. Triangle pose is a really good asana for opening the hips, strengthening the legs, and also stretching the side body and shoulders. So to begin with, we're going to come and stand facing the side of our mat with our legs about 3 to 4 feet apart. Toes facing towards the side of the mat, ever so slightly turned in so that we're ever so slightly pigeon-toed. First of all, we're going to now turn out our right foot to face the top of our mat. Our heel of our right foot should be roughly in line with the arch of your left foot. So just adjust that now if you need to. Okay, now engaging your thigh muscles, your quadricep muscles to hold you steady. We're going to inhale our arms up to about shoulder level. And we're going to now exhale. And as we exhale, we're going to reach right out to the right hand side. Before now bringing our right hand down and our left hand up, so that our arms stay in line with each other. Our shoulders are stacked one above each other. Now you should really feel this stretch intensely over the outside of your hip and down the side of your body. The mistake a lot of people make with triangle is that they try to come all the way down to the floor, and to do so they lean forwards. When I lean forwards like this, I can't feel any stretch down the side of my body here, so I'm losing the benefit of the asana. Don't worry about coming down all the way to the floor, worry about making it a lateral bend. So imagine that you've got a sheet of glass in front of you, a sheet of glass behind you, and you have to stay between those two sheets of glass. Now you should be pushing the outside, the left of your pelvis up towards the ceiling, reaching up to the ceiling with your left fingertips. Breathe steadily. Okay, and inhale, coming back up again. We're now going to practice the same thing on the other side. So we're going to change our foot position. So now that our right foot is facing the side of the mat, our toes are facing the side of the mat, and we're going to turn our left foot out to face the top of the mat. Again, just make sure that your feet are in the correct alignment. The heel of your left foot should be in line roughly with the arch of your right foot. Again, we're going to inhale and raise our arms up to shoulder level. And exhale, lean right out to the left side, reaching right out with your left fingertips, before then bringing your left hand down and your right hand up, keeping your arms in line with one another, pushing the outside of your right hip up towards the ceiling, remembering not to lean forwards, a lateral bend. Reach up to the ceiling with your right fingertips. This is a really intense stretch if you position yourself correctly. Okay, and now inhale, coming back up again. Exhale your arms down. Okay then, now turning your left foot back to face the side of the mat, we are going to once again turn our right foot out to face the top of the mat. We're now going to practice another classic asana, which is warrior two pose. Again, this is a really good leg strengthener, hip opener, and also opener for the chest and upper back and shoulders. So again, just check your foot positioning, make sure that your heel is roughly in line with the arch of your other foot. And this time we're going to bend our right knee so that the right knee is over your ankle. Now, if your knee is coming over the ankle line like this, that means that you could move your left foot back a little bit so that you can go deeper into the stretch. Also pay attention to the stretch that you're feeling here in your left groin. Okay, if you're not feeling much of a stretch, then again, you could move your left foot out a little bit. The thing that you want to check for is that your knee, your right knee here, doesn't start to track in a little bit like this. Okay, then maybe you've moved your left foot out too far. Your knee should be over your ankle. Okay, now we're going to, again, inhale and raise our arms up to shoulder level. Now to open up the chest and your upper back and shoulders, what I want you to do is imagine that someone is pulling you by your right fingertips and someone is pulling you by your left fingertips, so they're pulling you apart, like you're the middle of a tug of war. Okay, so that we're really opening up our chest, upper back and shoulders. And we want to look towards our right fingertips. Breathe slowly and deeply and hold the position. Feel your leg muscles engaging, holding you steady. Okay, now exhale your arms down. Inhale, straighten your knee. And now we're going to change our foot position again. So now we're turning our right foot to face the side of the mat and our left foot out to face the top of our mat. Check the alignment of your feet, your heel to the arch of your other foot. And now we're going to bend the left knee so that it comes over the ankle. Just spend time checking it's in the right position. Feel that stretch across the inside of your right groin. Inhale your arms up to shoulder level. Again, open up your chest, upper back and shoulders by really reaching out to each side. Look to your left fingertips and hold the position, breathing slowly and deeply. Inhale, straighten your knee. Turn your feet back to face the side of the mat and just walk your feet in together. Okay, so that's the end of the standing asanas. So now we're going to come down to the mat and practice some more restorative style asanas. So if you are feeling tired or low in energy, then you can just start the video at this point and still get a good stretch and get the blood flowing to your muscles. So, okay, so we're going to come down to the mat into tabletop position. So tabletop position is where we look like a table. So we want to have our hands directly underneath our shoulders, about shoulder width apart. Spread the fingers on your hands so that you've got a nice stable base. If you do have any problems with your wrists, you can just move your hands slightly further forward and that puts less direct pressure on the wrist. Your knees should be about hip distance apart and directly underneath your hips, and your feet. Oh, I've got a cat coming to say hello to me. It's very apt as we're just about to do the cat stretch in a minute. Okay, so our feet should also be about the same distance apart as our knees. So what we're going to do, just like a cat stretches, we're going to first of all inhale and then we're going to exhale, and as we do so we're going to round our back up towards the ceiling and tuck our head under to look underneath our body at our belly button. Really stretch your back so you're really reaching up towards the ceiling, and now we're going to inhale, and as we inhale we're going to look up towards the ceiling, bring our sit bones, our hips up to the ceiling also, and dip our belly down. This is called the cow stretch. Now again, I'm going to exhale and round my back, tuck my head, look under at my belly button. You try to stretch as much as you can, and then inhale to the cow stretch, looking up, bringing your sit bones up, your belly down towards the floor. Exhale, cat stretch. Try to make the movement between the stretches last the duration of your breath. Inhale, cow stretch. Really bring those sit bones up, really look up as much as you can towards the ceiling. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Couple more times. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And last of all, inhale, cow. And then come back to tabletop position. Okay, now we're going to practice a pose called puppy pose. So keeping your hips above your knees, walk your hands forwards, and then bring your forehead down to the mat. If you have difficulty bringing your forehead all the way down to the mat, You could place a yoga block or a couple of books piled on top of each other underneath you, and then just bring your forehead down to the block or the books. You really feel that stretch in your shoulders. Just breathe slowly and deeply. Okay, now looking up, walk your hands back until we come back into tabletop position again. The next asana that we're going to practice is called fire hydrant. So called because it looks a little bit like you're cocking like a dog cocking its leg against a fire hydrant. So pretty sure it's not a classic asana, or at least the name isn't. But it's a really good hip opener. Okay, so what we're going to do is, in tabletop position, we're going to inhale and we're going to, let's start with our left leg, we're going to bring our leg out to the side as we inhale, keeping the leg bent at 90 degrees, and we want to keep our pelvis in line as well, okay? So we don't want to be doing this. Just bring the leg out slightly to the side so that you're keeping your pelvis in line. So it may just be ever so slight movement. And then we're going to exhale back down again. Now we're going to do the same thing on the right side. So inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, lower. So I'm going to do a couple more on each side. So inhale, raise the left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise the right leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise left. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise the right. Exhale. Okay, so now we're going to come and lay in a prone position. We're going to lay on our tummy on the front of our body on the mat. And we're going to practice a pose called Sphinx pose. It's a very simple stretch, but you'll really feel your lower back muscles engaging, and you'll really feel a nice stretch across your chest. So we're going to place our elbows so they're directly underneath our shoulders, and so that our forearms are straight out in front of us and parallel with each other. And spread the fingers on your hands so that you've got a nice stable base with your arms. Your legs should be together. Okay, so now we're going to inhale and we're going to look up and push our chest forwards. Just breathe slowly and deeply. You'll notice it's a little bit difficult to breathe with your abdomen in this position, so it's mainly chest breathing. Okay, and relax, look forwards again. Now we're going to practice Cobra pose. So for Cobra pose, we're going to bring our hands back so that our hands are underneath our shoulders and close into either side of our chest. Again, spread the fingers on your hands so you've got a nice stable base. Your elbows should also be close into your body, tucked into the sides of your body. And now we're going to inhale, and as we inhale, we're going to push down with our hands into the floor
and push our chest away from the floor, looking up. We should keep our shoulders down away from our ears, our elbows close into our body, and our arms bent. Now you may not be up as high as me, maybe you're about here, that's okay as long as you feel the stretch in your body. Very good, and exhale down. Now we're just going to take a brief rest here in one of my favourite rest poses, which is crocodile pose. So what I want you to do is just fold your arms so that your fingertips come in line with your elbow. One wrist on top of the other. And now we're going to bring our forehead down to rest on our wrist, but we're going to rest this part of our forehead, our lower forehead, in between the eyebrows on our wrist. This is a pressure point, and when you put pressure on this point, it really helps to relax you and to slow down your breathing. So just try that now and see how that feels. Just close your eyes and relax. Okay, while we're laying in this position, we're going to practice some prone leg raises. So we're going to raise each leg up behind us, keeping it straight. And we're going to do that 5 times with each leg. Okay, so it looks like this. So just resting in crocodile pose. Inhale, raise your left leg, keeping it straight, out behind you, point your toes. And then exhale, lower your leg back down. Inhale again, raise your left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise. Exhale, lower. Twice more with that leg. Inhale, raise. Exhale, lower. Once more. Inhale, raise. Exhale, lower. Now the same with our right leg. Inhale, raise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise. Exhale, lower. Twice more. Inhale, raise. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, raise. Exhale, lower. Very good. Okay. Now we're going to come to lay on our back. So just slowly taking your time. Bring yourself down to the mat on your back. And first of all, we're just going to hug our knees into our chest. So bring your knees up to your chest, wrap your arms around your shins and grasp with your hands. Your head should remain on the mat and your tailbone should be coming down towards the mat as well, so that we have quite a flat back. This is called knees to chest pose or wind releasing asana, which I'm assured by my yoga teacher means wind or gas from your joints, not from your bottom. Okay, release your hands. Slowly lower your feet down to the mat, keeping your knees bent, keeping your heels close into your bottom. Now bring your arms out to the side, at about shoulder level with your palms facing down into the floor. Now we're going to inhale and exhale, drop your knees down towards the floor on your right side. As you do so, turn your head to look at your left hand. Your shoulders should remain on the floor. Now inhale your knees back to the centre and exhale your knees towards the floor on the left side, turning your head to look at your right hand. This is called windscreen wiper because it looks a little bit like the windscreen wipers on your car. Inhale back to the centre. Exhale your knees to the floor on the right. Turn to look at your left hand. Remember, shoulders on the floor. Inhale, knees back to centre. Exhale to the left. Head to the right. So just keep on moving left to right, coordinating the movement with your breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Once more, inhale up, exhale down. Okay, bringing your knees back to the centre. I'm just going to hug our knees into our chest. Once again, feel that stretch across the front of your hips. Close your eyes if you would like to, and just breathe slowly and deeply. Okay, now releasing your hands, lower your feet back down to the mat. We're just going to finish off with bridge pose before we practice savasana or corpse pose, our relaxation pose at the end of our session. So, keeping your heels in close to your body, bring your feet so they are about the width of your mat so you have a nice stable base. Your arms should be by your side with your palms facing down. And now we're going to inhale and push our hips up to the ceiling as much as we can. Now if you can, bring your hands together behind your back and interlock your fingers and walk your shoulders together. Imagine your shoulder blades on your back, imagine that you're bringing them together. So you can push further up into the pose. Really feel your thigh muscles engaging, holding you in place. Feel your hip flexors stretching across the front of your hips. Nice stretch in your shoulders. Okay, now release your hands, move your shoulders back apart together. Let's stay pushed up into bridge pose. And now inhale, raise your arms up and back behind your head. The backs of your hands on the floor. Okay, now slowly lower your hips back down to the floor, lowering your spine slowly, vertebra by vertebra, back down to the mat. And then inhaling, raising your arms up, and exhaling, lowering them back down to the floor, so your arms are by your side once more. Okay, that's the end of our asana practice today. So now we're just going to finish up by relaxing in corpse pose, savasana, which is the way in which we should end every session of yoga. It helps us to integrate the effects of our practice. If we just rush straight off into everyday life, then we won't fully feel the effects of our yoga practice. So for Savasana corpse pose, we're going to lay on our backs with our legs out straight and slightly apart so that our heels come towards the corners of our mat and our toes are pointing out. Make sure that you relax your lower back down to the floor. You're not holding any tension in your hips. There should be a slight gap in between your lower back and the floor, but not a big one. We're going to bring our arms out by our side, slightly out away from our body, about 45 degrees away from our body, with the palms of our hands facing up towards the ceiling. Just let your fingers relax. Let your shoulders relax. Make sure you're not holding any tension in your shoulders, that you're not holding them up away from the floor. Close your eyes. Relax your jaw. Relax your facial muscles. Breathe slowly and deeply. Completely relax. Completely let go. We're going to be here for about 3 minutes, so just breathe and relax. You can extend your Savasana time if you would like to. You can do 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long you like, however much you have time for. Sinking into the floor. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Bring your legs together. Reach your arms up overhead, interlock your fingers, stretching right up. Point your toes, try to make your body as long as you can. Now release your fingers. Bend your right knee, bringing your foot to rest on the mat. And then turn slowly to your left side, using your right knee to stabilize yourself as you come over. And then slowly push yourself up to a seated position. Okay, right, sit comfortably with your back straight and your eyes closed. We're just going to finish the session by chanting Om 3 times. So chant along with me, inhale through your nose. Namaste. Thank you very much for following along with this session. Now is an ideal time, if you have time, to meditate with your mind in a calm and restful state. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.